But dude, it's good to see you, man. You're coming off just a heck of a freshman year. I mean, you were not an early enrollee last year, right? Because you went to St. Thomas. I know y'all they have y'all graduate in the spring, like all of us normal folks who are not 4 and 5 star athletes had to do. You got here in the summer and you dove right in, man. And by the Southern Miss game, you were out there contributing. We saw some excellent moments from you on the field throughout the whole season. Just as you're headed into this year, having that experience under your belt, has your approach to maybe practice changed at all based on having that game experience early on, or does it just feel like another off season?
I feel like a little bit of both because this year was my first off season, to be honest. So going through tour duty and going through all the winter programs leading up to this season, I feel like it has helped mold me into like a mature and more, I'll say, aggressive and more explosive player through the off-season training. And like you just said, coming off the season from last year, I'll say taking those key components that I was producing, like you said, just taking those key points into this season so I could better myself as a player and my teammates.
It's a little scary when you say more explosive. I think back to that Virginia Tech game, and I think back to that screen pass. And folks, if y'all haven't seen it, I'm sure this is going to become a short or a TikTok. That guy gets thrown a screen pass. You triggered downhill immediately, and I think you made someone's life flash before their eyes. What does it feel like to do something like that in a sold-out Doak Campbell Stadium as a freshman? Like, obviously you hit him, probably everything was silent, but when you jumped up, did it kind of hit you having that huge moment?
I ain't gonna lie. At first, when I tackled him, I was like, what's going on? I just hear everybody screaming, and all I know is I made a play. So I just got upturned, and then I look up back at the screen. I'm like, damn. I ain't want to be that guy on the floor. I ain't gonna lie. But I'll say, I ain't gonna lie, a little behind the scenes story before that play happened. The other safety, Shaheem Brown, he was talking to me to play before, be like, we went over this formation, recognize it. I'm like, oh, I'm finna crash. I see this coming. Oh, I see it coming already. We called the play right before. I just start trickling down a little bit, and then I see the running back go and just smash him. And then he came up to me and was like, that's how you make a play. I'm like, oh, we there. So
Producer Jordan will roll that clip. And
say it again.
I said producer Jordan will roll that clip again, probably in a TikTok at some point. But yeah, dude, that was a wild hit, and I'm glad you brought Shaheem up and him recognizing the formation because he really seems like a field general out there. I mean, he's good at film study. And what have you learned from him in that aspect of like how to study film so that way you recognize those things on the field as well?
So with Shaheem, he helps break down formations and helps me recognize like keys going into the week. Like say the insall, we going against a team that likes to play with tight ends every formation. So he gonna help you recognize when that's the strong tight end or if that's the weak tight end. Cause usually, for example, Georgia game, I thought we was gonna go against Brock, and that's a heavy tight end team. They like to run tight end formations a lot. So during that whole process, he was just telling me to watch out for this tight end because whenever he's in, this play gonna happen, or whenever he's on this side, they gonna run here, little stuff like that. But also, I'll say another person that helps me with formations a lot is Kevin Knowles. I feel like he knows the playbook in and out, just like Shaheem, and he helps recognize some things that Shaheem doesn't. So, like, we get, like, a different point of view of each side. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We learning different things from everybody else.
Yeah. No, again, just the mental aspect of what y'all are asked to do at the safety position. This defense is pretty incredible. And Ingram, I just threw in the chat, that's about the fourth player who's told us that Shai has helped them with one of their more explosive plays. Again, I remember we were talking about the big play against Clemson, and, they were like, yeah, Shai was one of the ones that, kind of saw how that was going to break down. I won't get him in too much trouble, but we're going to take some questions from the chat, man. R. Wilmer, Mr. Hussey, what is your dream play to make this upcoming season?
It's crazy. I don't know why. I've been envisioning this one-hand pick. I don't know why. I just been envisioning it so much. Like Odell type of one hand. I'm running on a go ball. And then the cornerback right under him is just a perfect ball. He think he finna catch it, and then I just snap that out the air. That's my dream play right there for this season.
Like Keon Coleman Duke game, but on offense or defense. I mean,
that was Duke game.
That was Duke, right? Or was that Syracuse where he had the
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Something like that, but a little higher.
Okay, all right. If that happens, we're gonna have this clip right there, and we're gonna be able to throw that thing up, and I can't wait. Dis GV asks, how's college life treating you? Sure, we'll leave it open. Why not? How's college life treating you, Conrad?
I ain't gonna lie, getting adjusted to the college life is something different. I ain't gonna lie. Coming in from high school and always being on a strict schedule with my mom, me always making sure I'm home on time. You get to do whatever you want. You in college now, so you free. So you gotta maintain that discipline and not saying I gotta go out or like I gotta just stay inside and just watch film, stuff like that. But the college life has been pretty good to me. Pretty good to me so far. Everybody been helping me adjust. That's on the team, so I feel like that's a big bonus.
Good. Yeah, it's good you shout out, Mom. I don't think you can see it from your screen, but saw Denise in there. Miss Denise, good to see you in there. She's watching.
What's good, Ma?
Mark Perez asks, Conrad, what was going through your head after the hit against Boston College?
Boston College or Virginia Tech?
Yeah, because you had the huge one against Virginia Tech. Did you have the pick against Boston College?
Nah, that was pick game.
Pick game. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm not sure if Boston College, she had a particular play, but it does bring up an interesting question because you had a huge play against Virginia Tech, the one we talked about at home. You also had that huge play against Pitt. What's a better feeling, doing it at home and hearing the crowd go nuts, or being on the road and like everybody just kind of is like, oh man?
I ain't gonna lie, home definitely, but when it's on the road, you make a statement. So it's like, yeah, I'm here. So y'all gonna recognize. You feel me? Stuff like that.
I feel like we're gonna see a lot more of those this year. We're gonna see maybe even a big one in Ireland. That's kind of a neutral site, but that's you'll become Mr. Worldwide if you get your one-handed pick over there. We'll just move Pipple out of the way.
You feel me?
Conrad Hussey, Mr. Worldwide, making picks in Ireland, one-handed.
God willingly. Yes, sir.
Kwame Smith asks, Mr. Conrad Hussey, who gives you the most work on that FSU offense?
I ain't gonna lie. I say the whole receiver core because I'm just not guarding receivers. I'm guarding tight ends as well. So it's like I get a little bit of both worlds. Because with tight ends, I know I'm faster than the tight ends, so I just got to play them with, you feel me, physicality. But receivers like Malik Benson, Ja'Kai Douglas, all those speedy guys, they help me like critique myself better by managing my technique more technical, if that makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
I'll say on a rep, Jakai's brother, Jalen, he had did me on a post route, and I told him after practice, hold on, brother, you got to come work with me because I can't let that happen again because on game day, we got to be pitch perfect. So little stuff like that, I will always want to get better at because if I get beat on a rep, it's not going to be like, next time. Nah, we going to fix this right now and see what I got to work on because I be hungry to like for work, like to get better every day.
I love hearing that, man. I'm sure our fans do too. Just again, the fact that it starts at Norvell and trickles down, right? The fact that you're like, no, we're going to get this technique right because, yeah, like you said, on game day, you may only see that post route one time, and there is no next rep if they get in the end zone on it.
You feel me?
Tanya coming over the super chat. Thank you, Tanya. She says, I love how you aren't afraid to get at it on the field. Keep applying the pressure, FSU nephew.
Most definitely.
Appreciate it. Sorry, I dropped someone else's question off the screen there. Jordan, our producer, my bad. Jojo asked, Conrad, what has helped you adjust to the speed of college football?
I'll say what helped me adjust was learning them playbooks and watching film because when you don't know the plays, you're moving slow and you're moving hesitant. But when you know the plays, you're moving quicker and you know like where your help is so you can read things differently or you can react to things differently. And I really feel like my brothers on the football team helped me like get adjusted well with this football because at first when I came in, I was just a regular athlete, just flying around the field, not knowing what to do, but just going to the ball, see ball, get ball. But through this year transition, like I said, Shaheem, Kevin, when Akeem was here, Duda, Duda, if number 8 from last year. I say AZ, he got me adjusted as well. And I mainly say all the upperclassmen from last year, they really like looked out for us youngins, you feel me? Because we was coming in, everybody know as a freshman you want to play off rip, but it doesn't always turn out like that. So them boys was always watching our backs and like helping us with film and stuff. So I really appreciate them.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see again just the culture. Like you're not the first one or even the 100th one really that sat in that chair and say, as a freshman, the older guys would come down and immediately take guys under their wing. And it's just awesome to see that culture kind of keep building and keep perpetuating itself. Mark Perez, we got him in the chat. He did mean VT. man, I was hyped when you chose to sign with us. Keep balling, man. So we got clarity on that. Yeah, the BT hit again.
Appreciate you.
That's going to live until we have the next big one. But last question, man, then we'll let you get out of here. Appreciate you stopping by on a Monday night for us. Nathaniel Hornblower asks, what's your favorite thing about Tallahassee?
The culture for sure. Just knowing, even when you go out and see people you don't know, everybody friendly. So it's just like, we gonna have a good time regardless. I don't know you, we don't know me. Hey, what's up? Now I know you. What's your name? Now I know you. So I feel like the culture here like is really good. Everybody friendly. Everybody makes each other feel welcome. So I feel like that's my favorite thing about Tallahassee.
That was an amazing answer, man. Well, we really, again, we appreciate you coming by. I'm, again, going to bookmark this, and hopefully we see a one-handed intercept or two hands on the ball, whatever you're coached to do, but the one-handed would be sick.
Yes,
and thanks again for coming by, man. We appreciate you you join us on today's edition of the Battles End live show.